Ladies and gents, happy Thursday. Behind the Lines, episode 116 piece. Jovan, how we doing? We survived Wednesday, a brutal day of bets, but we're here. We're breathing, okay? Foster Lawyer, he absolutely owns me. He lives beachfront in my head. Every single time I bet against him, he finds a new way to take my coin. Absolutely incredible. Incredible. What a game from him, though, all jokes aside. We've got a huge day today. A lot of college basketball games. You know, we're not getting any top 25 games. And by the way, I'm still very upset they didn't drop a line for this Queens game at noon. I would have taken it at whatever line they gave us. This Queens team is electric. Anyways, back to business. Huge card. A lot of crummy games. Good teams versus bad teams. I feel like they're teasing us a little bit here. But we have maybe my most excited guest of all BTL history. I've been wanting to get this guy on for months. It's finally college basketball season. Ladies and gents, one of my favorite college basketball analysts of all time, my dude, Jim Roots. What's up, my man? How we doing?
That is a lot to live up to. I feel like I've really got to deliver. The pressure is on.
You do. The locks better hit. That's all I'll say.
I'll deliver better than Kenny Payne for Louisville. That's what I can promise.
Can't do worse. What a game yesterday. That game was nuts. I mean, so many good games last night, but Wednesday's over. Wednesday's over, Jim. That's history. Today, we need winners. And there's some games that really pique my interest here. I'm not going to lie. We've got this SIU game at OK State. I don't know if you're as high on this SIU team as me and Jovan are, but I would love to get your opinion on what you think is going to happen here. I think we can all agree that this line being within 10 points is definitely something. I want a piece of SIU. I've already taken them at plus 8.5.
Yeah, that kind of tells you how good SIU is, right? They're on the road at a Big 12 team, not even getting 10 points. They played an exhibition at Alabama, and they ended up only losing by 9, but I think they were down 20 late in the second half. But what I like taking from that is Bama's a team that likes to run. They want to get out, push the pace. SIU wants to control it, keep it half court, execute. Oklahoma State is kind of more like Alabama where they want to run. I think SIU has that. They've gotten to see a team that's going to push. Now they know how to control the tempo. They've gotten a little experience with it. They're a relatively veteran team, well coached. I think they slow it down at like the under 135. And as far as a side, I'm with you. I would go SIU plus 8, plus 8.5 if I had to. One more little ATS tidbit here. Oklahoma State's last 30 as a favorite of 8 or more, 10-20 against the spread. It's not a team that has the offensive juice to blow teams out. So I'm with you. I would lean towards the dog in the under here.
Who else can we even expect to score on this squad? I mean, is it just going to be Bryce Thompson? pretty much, and John Wright.
It has to be. That's the thing with Oklahoma State is like, I mean, obviously I'm a Big 12 guy, so I watched them quite a bit. They just they are a team who likes to run, like Jim was saying, and I don't think that now they have the guns to do that. They don't have the personnel to do that because they don't have consistent scoring at every level. So like it's Bryce Thompson and nobody else, and they have like the streakiest backcourt of all time consistently. Him, Avery Anderson, all those guys. So unless one of them just goes off and has 30, I just don't see any consistent offense coming from this team ever, especially tonight.
Do you think they're going to be able to hang with Cisse? I know he's a big body down there. I'm really high on this kid. I think he's got NBA potential, but definitely has some issues with his game. Jim, what are your thoughts on Cisse just overall this season? And then do you think SIU will be able to hang around with him in the paint?
Yeah, he's one of the best, probably 5 to 10 defensive bigs in the country. When he was at Memphis, they were like a top 3 defense in the country by efficiency. Oklahoma State stayed the same way. He's mobile. He's a great shot blocker. But offensively, he's really raw still. Like, he's not somebody they're going to throw the ball into in the post and have him eat against the Missouri Valley front line. Like, that's just not really a concern. So as long as they're not just driving into his waiting arms over and over and hoping to get layups off that, they're going to be fine. And they've got some jump shooters. I think SIU can score over the top a little bit. As Jovan was saying, like, the biggest thing is Oklahoma State wants to score off transition. Like, they want to turn you over, run, because they can't score in the half court. They don't have shooting. They want to get those easy buckets. And SIU is a pretty smart, disciplined team. Like I said, they want it in the half court. I think they're going to be able to kind of solve Oklahoma State, or at least withstand the things that the Cowboys want to do. And that sets up well for an underdog. And with Cisse in there, helps the under too, because he's going to take away any easy buckets on that end.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be a monster in the paint. That's the one issue I'm worried about, but I did take the 8.5. I think the spread being within 10, like you said, Jim, very telling, tells you how good this SIU squad really is. 100%. Yeah. Another weird game I wanted to talk about and pick your brain. It's this Towson and UMass game. Now, UMass, I mean, they were not good last season. I'm pretty sure they fired their coach mid-season and then let him continue to coach in the tournament, which was a whole weird thing at the end of last year. Well, they're not messing around. They brought in Frank Martin. This guy's legit. He was just at South Carolina. Looks like he brought a couple of his guys as well to this team. I was shocked to see UMass as the favorite here against a Towson team that's extremely talented. They were very good last season in the CAA. I think they have a chance to run it back. I know they didn't look great in their first game, but seeing Towson as an underdog here, in my opinion, is extremely telling, and I think UMass runs away with it somehow, some way. Jim, curious your thoughts on this UMass squad.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Frank Martin in general as a coach. Maybe they're not going to be like a finished product right away just because, new system, bunch of new pieces, but I think it's a big upgrade at coach, a little shade at Matt McCall there. But the backcourt's really solid. Fernandez and TJ Weeks, who stuck around, those guys can score. Fernandez is a really good distributor as well. I like the talent level that UMass has now. The issue for Towson, like you said, awesome team last year, kind of ran away with the CAA, at least early on, and weren't able to win the tournament and get to the big dance, but a dominant team. They had 3 guys on the preseason first team all-conference team, but they lost their point guard. Terry Nolan was like the kind of straw that stirs the drink, all the cliches, the head of the snake. He got into gaps and set up their shooters, got the ball up on the glass. They're a great offensive rebounding team. Now their point guard situation's a little dicier. They don't have the guy that they just kind of, run the ball screens for, or even can beat somebody in isolation, get into the paint. So the roles are odd for this Towson team. They're not as refined as a team that brings back 4 starters from a conference champ. You'd think they'd be like, all right, not skipping a beat. But I watched their exhibition against St. Joe's. It was rocky. They ended up losing late. They barely got away from a semi-shorthanded Albany team, 1 by 5 in their first game, like you referred to. So I'm with you. I'm taking UMass here. I think Towson's still working out the point guard situation, and UMass is just so talented and much better coach now with Frank Martin at the helm.
Are you playing the -2.5?
2.5 is it's tough. They opened a +1 dog, and I think the money immediately came over onto UMass. Mm-hmm. I got them at -1 is where I ended up getting in, but 2.5 I would probably still entertain it. I made it right about there, so that maybe it's not a ton of numerical value, but just with what Towson's got with their point guard situation, I think the Minutemen are where I would go and put my money.
Okay. I have a quick question about this Brown team. I'm not sure how familiar you are with them. I'm sure you are more than us, honestly. This Brown team last year, they were not good, right? And they're only getting 6 points today against a very good Colgate team. I'm confused. I know this Brown team returns a lot of pieces. They've got this Keno Lilly kid who's supposed to be pretty darn good, and he looked pretty darn good in that first game, I think. What's good with this Brown team? Why are they only getting 6 points against Colgate?
It's I guess, a little bit with them being at home. The advantage for Colgate here, and I guess I'll start with this. Brown is this weird anomaly in the Ivy League where they're more athletic than like everybody else. That's kind of like their niche was we're going to recruit more athletes. A lot of the other Ivy is more execution shooting based. Brown is really athletic. But Colgate just saw Buffalo, who is like a tier above Brown in terms of athlete. They just played there, ended up losing to Buffalo, but played them really tough. I think that kind of sets up well for their matchup here because they've seen somebody similar to how Brown wants to play. Brown's young, like you said. Lily's a nice kind of budding star, Chemo Ferrari, and they've got a couple of big men in their sophomore class too that I think are pretty solid, high upside guys. But Colgate is like the epitome of execution. They brought back 4 starters from last year. They're probably going to be really solid. My number favored Brown here, but I kind of turned my nose at it. I wasn't really a fan of that because
this game stinks.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't really want to be back in Brown against a Colgate team I actually trust. And like I said, they just played Buffalo. I think they're going to be prepared for this.
Okay, fair. Maybe it's just a stay away game. And honestly, that shouldn't be too hard to do because that game stinks. Anyways, right?
There's plenty on the board today. So
100%. I see the Mizzou flag behind you. Are you a Mizzou alum or just a fan?
I'm an alum. I grew up in Wisconsin area, attended Mizzou, have been a relatively unhappy fan for years. Last year, the bit was if I was unhappy with Mizzou, I would turn the flag upside down. So we'll see if they get to that point this year. They had a decent season opener, but we'll see how long that lasts.
I was going to ask you, what's good with Isaiah Mosley? I was surprised to see him coming off the bench, and I don't really think he played too well, and he only got like 15-ish minutes. I thought he was the best player on the roster. I was confused. What's going on with him?
Yeah, I don't really understand that either. Gates, he brought over a couple guards from Cleveland State, Demoy Hodge and Trey Gomillion, that I think maybe he just trusts more defensively. He's got a little more familiarity factor with them. But Mosley's the best offensive player on the roster. Like the 20 points a game last year. Yeah, 50, 40, 90 guy, like percentages. He's lethal. So I was very confused why he came off the bench. I hope that doesn't last all season. I hope it's just kind of like figure things out early on in the year. So I'll be monitoring that because I don't think the best version of Mizzou exists unless Mosley is like a 25, 30-minute a game guy, leading scorer type thing.
Okay. Jovan, you want to ask him about your TCU Horned Frogs and how they almost, lost to a ridiculous team people don't even know?
I mean, do we have to talk about that? Do we have to?
Arkansas Peanut Butter. They almost lost to Arkansas Peanut Butter. That's what I call Pine Bluff. Oh, man. I couldn't believe that one.
It happened. I kind of figured they would start slow just because of how they're constructed as a team. Like, shooting's not their strength. It's looked better. But, like, coming out of the gates of the season, I wasn't expecting it to be great. But I don't want to make excuses for them, but Pine Bluff coming out of the gates, going 8 for 9 from 3 in their first nine threes, all pretty contested attempts. I don't know who saw that coming, but they look a lot better.
I think that's a lot of trying to figure out like a true result of the game, and like if you look at the end box score, maybe Pine Bluff's shooting wasn't 89%, like you said to start.
Yeah.
But that can really set the tone for a game. They got it 29-9 because they just couldn't miss. And while, if TCU's a 30-point favorite, you'd like them to end up wearing them down on the glass and extending that lead more than a sweat into the final minute, winning by 1. But though, if a team is like scorching like that early, it can really change the entire complexion of the game. I'm giving TCU a little more like patience. I was concerned by that result, but I think they're going to be just fine. I picked them to the Final Four in the preseason, so I'm a big Horned Frog guy this year. I hope that the next couple of efforts are a little better and they don't allow that kind of shooting out of the gate.
Who else do you have in that Final Four, if you don't mind me asking?
I went Baylor, Houston, and Gonzaga. I've been beating the drum for Texas, the whole state, for a while now. Houston over Baylor in the title games that I got. The Final Four is in Houston. I think that's going to be pretty cool if we get a couple of Lone Star teams in that Final Four. But Houston and Baylor, I think, have the two best backcourts in the country, and that's what I like to trust in the postseason. I feel confident they're going to be able to make a run once March rolls around.
Yeah, Texas, the whole state in general is just absolutely stacked this season. And I know there's kind of a weird line here, in my opinion. I mean, Jovan, you brought this one up to me. It's this Texas Tech line today. They're only laying 19.5 to Texas Southern. Jim, what's going on with this? Why is this not minus 29.5?
Texas Southern's feisty as hell. They're like, they never quit when they're an underdog. For some reason, they can get down by 30 in this game and they have a chance to cover plus 20. Like they will make the runs. They won't roll over in the second half and die. And they're a pretty talented team. Like that's kind of always been their bid is, all right, we take a lot of down transfers. We might not play the smartest basketball. We might not take great shots, but they're athletic. They can play up to higher talent level. They did narrowly cover at San Francisco on opening night, a pretty offensively talented San Francisco team. So Texas Southern's always been a little bit of a feisty dog during these bye games in the early non-conference slate. So I stayed away from that despite Texas Tech being like a dominant home favorite team with that crowd on their side.
Yeah,
okay.
This one kind of stuck out to me. I mean, just on the surface, like being 15.5-point dogs to San Francisco and then coming in and only get a 4-point difference going into Lubbock.
That's good.
A little weird, especially being, like Texas Southern for years, like their issue has been turnovers, and they're going into a Texas Tech defense who that's their whole brand, and going 20.5 down to 19.5 now. Looking at that, but I do look at this Texas Tech team. I think for the first time you can look at them and say turnovers may be a concern for them offensively, because you look at they're pretty young. Obviously, they have injury issues on the inside with I don't even want to try and pronounce his name the right way.
Big Fardaws.
Big Fardaws. Yeah. It's a completely differently constructed team with him out of that lineup, and there's a lot of young play, especially on the guard side of things. So they had a lot of turnovers in that game against Northwestern State. I think that's going to continue for a while. So looking at that, I mean, I think they can go head-to-head with turnovers in this game. I think it's going to be an ugly one. So I kind of lean Texas Tech or Texas Southern to keep this one close.
Yeah, it could be pretty sloppy. I think your point about the number is probably part of why I stayed away, because like, is Texas Tech really only 4 points better at home than San Francisco? Like that I don't know if that really jives in my head. But yeah, like they started Pop Isaacs, the freshman at point guard. Texas Tech did. Elijah Fisher, the other true freshman, who I think reclassed. So he's young for his age even. He played big minutes off the bench. They're still getting their rotation sorted out. But once the big games roll around for Texas Tech and that crowd is like the true factor late in a game, that's when I like to back them in Lubbock, because last year they were like one of the most dominant home against the spread teams in the country. And I think that'll probably continue this year.
That's got to be one of the hardest places to play in college basketball. 100%.
Yeah,
maybe not today with Texas Southern coming into town, but generally.
Yes.
Jim, I know you got about 2 minutes here. You got a hard stop, which is totally fine. We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Would love to know if you have, a best bet or two, if you want to just rip through it. If you do like something today, we are all ears.
Yeah, I said the under SIU Oklahoma State. I'll give another kind of ugly under Presbyterian in the Citadel. That's I know people are digging down deep into the board for that one, but the Citadel has been this like up and down kind of team the past few years with Duger Baucom in charge, but they had a coaching change this offseason, brought in Ed Conroy, who's a more measured coach. He'll play fast if he needs to, but there's not a ton of talent on this team. Their best players, their center. They want to play through him offensively. I think they'll slow it down. And then Presbyterian is like, they want to play in the mud. They want the game to be ugly. I think those two kind of combine to make this game like a 63 possession slog. Love the under there, even though it's come down a little bit. I think that one's going to be gruesome. I'm hoping for like a 61-55 final.
You want the grossest, ugliest, worst game to watch possible. For that.
And I will watch it because I'm the grossest, sickest type of.
And you'll like it. And because that's what we like. Because
it's going to be glorious. Give me those shot clock violations. That's what we root for in an under.
My friends always ask me, they're like, why do you bet on unders? I'm like, well, first of all, money's green. Second of all, I don't know what to tell you, but I like it. There's something wrong with me. It's got to be a college basketball addiction or something. But you know what? I don't even care, because this sport is so awesome and it's back. It is the first week. I wish we had some better games today, Jim. We will have to have you back on when we have some top 25 matchups for sure. But let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm at Second Chance Points on Twitter, 2ND at the start there. It's kind of a dumb name, but now it's kind of a bit. I got to stick with it. I can't change it at this point.
You're in too deep.
Yeah. And then 3-Man Weave is the site that I work with, 3-man-weave.com. We do daily shows similar to this, just breaking down games on the field of 68, our little best bets show. We've got some writing at the Action Network. We'll do a Saturday show with Stuckey, if anyone's familiar with him from the Action Network. The GOAT. We'll be doing that probably once football season ends. That'll start up on Saturday mornings. But yeah, all kinds of stuff over there. We'll be churning out the college hoops content. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Definitely. Jim, you're the man. Let's hope for some gross games in this SIU one and Citadel, which, you know what, I can get behind it too. I'm going to hop on the steam. I'm not afraid of it moving down. Let's
Beautiful.
take it. Let's
ride. Ride the wave.
Man,
yeah.
Jim.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to do this again. All right. You have a good rest of your day.
Definitely. Thanks, guys.
Peace out, my man. GOAT. Absolute GOAT.
Fire.
I wish we could do it for longer. We'll have to next time. We'll have to set it up or something. That's one of the smartest college basketball minds on the planet. That was a W. Chat, I hope you learned something. I know it was quick, but if you didn't learn something, you weren't paying attention. Okay? SIU under? Might have to add that to the card.
Yeah.
Citadel under?
I love that SIU under. I think this is my first 2-bet college basketball game of the year.
No way. Well, we got to add it now because our guy had it. 100%.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
100%. What were his picks? They were SIU under, and they were the Citadel under. Disgusting. Almost threw up just saying it out loud. That's why I know they're going to hit. Okay? Absolutely beautiful. Wish we could have had him on for longer, but my man is busy. He's got shit to do. All right? And if you guys aren't following 3-Man Weave, his, content company or whatever that they do, they're the GOATs. So go give them a follow as well. Okay? And my guy, Jim. Wow, Queens is running it up. They're up 12. I would have taken Queens minus 20 in this game. I wouldn't have even cared. I don't even know anything about the other school. Doesn't even matter.
You would have had to ride them at one point.
100%. Well, we have a ton of games to get to today. My Hokies play today. I don't think your Horned Frogs play. Tomorrow. Okay, good. Some gross games, a couple more that we will talk about. Are you on board with that UMass look?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to have to play them too. I don't know. Maybe Towson losing their point guard, like our guy was saying, maybe that's the difference here. But you can't really convince me or sell me that this UMass team is better than Towson from what we've seen or no. And the fact that UMass is laying minus 2.5 and they looked pretty darn good in that first game tells me that Vegas just knows they're about to roll today. And I'm down to hop on board.
Yeah, and I know this is a UMass team has definitely got a little different of a look than years past and last year. But this just makes me seem like it's the Duquesne line without the movement. It's kind of two teams, which I know the talent gap is not nearly as large as that game, at least on paper. But with guys they have coming in, maybe Vegas knows a little something that they're going to have a little bigger of an impact than you would think by looking at the numbers.
100%. Chat, we're going to run the squad ride back today. Obviously, I take full responsibility for forcing Vancouver on the squad yesterday. I got out of hands. You know what? This is not the Krabs play of the day. This is the squad ride for BTL. And you guys are the ones that are voting. And like I always say, your vote matters just as much as mine or Jovan's. And you know what? I lost track of that yesterday when we were 13-1. That's on me. Okay? That's not going to happen again. We're in this together. We're voting together on 5 plays, 5 winners. Okay? That's what we're doing. That's on me. Okay? Not you guys. Shouldn't even count that in the record. Can we take it out? Can we take it out of the record?
Maybe.
We can't. That's on me. Okay. Hope you guys joined early. Looks like we do have some more heads in here right now than we usually do, which is a W. SIU, man. I can't stop thinking about them today. That's another team I just think is going to win outright.
Yeah.
I really do. This SIU team means business. This is the oldest team that their coach has had, who was a former player. So he wants to grow and develop this program and mean something to him. And every year they've gotten a little bit better. I think they finally break through and they're a sleeper to win their conference this season too. I really think so. I really do. Shout out UMKC last night. Yeah. They're good. They get to the rack, they hit their free throws, and they can score straight up. And they hung that whole game, dude. That whole game. I wanted them outright so bad.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We've got NFL tonight. I have a pretty decent angle on that game. We'll definitely get to that. We've got a couple college football games. We've got NBA, the grown-up hardwood. We've got NHL. Where do you want to go, Jovan? Where are we dropping?
We can get some of the quick stuff out of the way first. Go to kind of the shorter games. We can go.
Sure.
We can go NBA. So
Sure.
there's one line there that just really does not make much sense to me. It's the Heat.
What do you got?
Heat minus 10.5. I mean, the
Talk
Heat.
to me.
They've been horrible, and I know this is a Hornets team who is also not very good at all. But the Heat haven't seen a double-digit line all season. Either way, but I mean, God forbid, as a favorite. And they're coming off of games like they lost. They're favored by 5 against the Blazers. Lost that game outright last game. Game before that, favored by 3 on the road against the Pacers. Lost outright. Game before that, Kings favored by 4.5 at home. Won but didn't cover. Mm-hmm. So regardless of the team, I don't understand the respect that they're giving to the Heat against the Hornets. They've been really, really bad. To see them hanging this large of a number is very, very strange. And yes, you can say back-to-back for the Hornets and injuries or whatever, but look at the track. They haven't gotten this kind of disrespect from anybody really, other than the top teams in the league. So to see the Heat, especially they're a 10.5 favorite with the total sitting at 214.5. It went down 3 points to this.
Damn.
So this is an ugly game, and to see them favored by this much in this game, it really does not make much sense to me.
Yeah, the back-to-back definitely, probably moves at a point or 2, maybe 3 maximum. I mean, the Wizards line is also pretty weird in my opinion with no Bradley Beal. They're only plus 3.5 with no Brad against the Mavs, and the Mavs are also coming off a back-to-back. So that's
kind of my problem. If they hadn't gotten smoked by the Magic last night, I would be more happy.
Okay, that's fair.
That line is certainly weird too, though.
But what is good with that, dude? What is good with that line?
It's weird. It's weird. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, dude, 100%. But you're saying Miami has no business being minus 10.5. The fact that they opened up 10 and now they're minus 10.5 tells you that they're going to absolutely dominate Charlotte tonight, is what you're saying.
I mean, yeah, in this spot, especially the low total and everything, with the total being this high, the Heat, regardless of who they're playing, regardless of the scenario,
it is a big spread with the low total.
It's a massive spread with the low total, and the Heat haven't gotten this type of respect all year against teams of equal or worse pedigree, whatever you want to call it. So Charlotte's on a back-to-back. Yes, they're hurt. Yes, this is still a really high number.
Mm-hmm. Are we done with college basketball, Luke? We've just begun. Okay, we'll get back to it, I promise.
Yeah,
we got to take care of some housekeeping items. We got to go through the sports we don't give a fuck about and talk about because there's winners in them, and we're going to find them, and we're going to bet them, and we're going to win. Okay, we got to get through these first so that we can save the good stuff for last. Okay, but that Wizards line also, that's on my radar as well tonight. You can't tell me no situation, no nothing. No splits are even going to scare me off of this. No Bradley Beal. Wizards suck. Can't play like a defense. Plus 3.5. No Bradley Beal against the Mavs. Come on.
Yeah, that's like 1B for me.
Come on. Okay, and then the other 2 games, nothing really crazy to me. I mean, yeah, the Pelicans are minus 6.5 against a team with a better record, but is Portland that good? And honestly, the Pelicans are better than 6-5 in my opinion. So that makes kind of sense to me at least. I mean,
it is kind of a big number. I'll say that.
Okay, maybe it is a spec big.
Number. Yeah,
maybe it is a spec big. Gun to my head, I'm taking the Pellies. Taking the Pellies in that game. And then gun to my head, I'm taking the 76ers +1 when they've been playing like shit against the Red Hot Hawks?
Gun to my head, that's what I'm taking, but I'm not getting involved in that game.
Okay, fair. 76ers need to figure it out before people should be betting on them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to the ice. Why not us? There was a play you were talking about earlier that you kind of liked. What was it?
Preds? It's the Preds.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, so I was talking to Fruity to kind of get some context to see what this line moved. Because, I mean, initially I looked at it like, oh, they're coming back. The Avs, they're rested, absolutely, but they're coming back from the global series. Had a couple days off, so maybe there's a little rust. Days off are not really great in hockey. Mm-hmm. But they're coming back, and this is a minus 210 to minus 185, 180 move, depending on where you look. against this Preds team, like Saros has been terrible. The Preds as a team have been just fine, but Saros has been terrible. I don't believe in Georgiev on the other side, so to see them kind of getting this respect is very, very interesting. I definitely want to take a shot at the Preds.
Plus 160 piece too.
Plus 160.
We finally get to take a little bit of a dog. Don't tell me that the Jen's worked his way into your brain and making you take the plus 1.5, has he?
No.
Good. I thought he's probably right if you were to do that. Anything else on the ice that you're like, what is good with this line? What the heck's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, seeing the Blue Jackets as a favorite is certainly interesting. They're favored against the Flyers, who are one of everybody's favorite underdogs. They've been playing well, and Carter Hart, more importantly, has been playing well. And he missed, I believe, the last game with sickness, and he's back today. And I haven't looked at who the Blue Jackets exactly what their goalie story is, but I was talking to Fruity too, and he's like, it's their backup goalie who has a 5 goals allowed average.
Damn.
So that it makes no sense to me to see them favored and continuing to move their way. And I believe the Flyers are getting absolutely hammered as well, as you should expect.
That line's moving that way, yeah. It's definitely moving accordingly. Okay.
That one is strange.
All right. Scrolling through to make sure we're not missing anything crazy. Buffalo only being plus 130. Is that a little weird against Vegas?
It is. I mean, gun to my head. That's a gun to my head. I'd take the Sabres play, but I'm not really trying to get involved in fading Vegas quite yet. But it is a little short in my opinion.
All right. How about the Blues, who have lost 800 games in a row at home against the shitty Sharks?
It's got to be the Blues. It's got to be.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it always comes back to catching the falling knife.
It's such a falling knife play, but
it is. And let's not act like the Sharks are anything special. They're terrible too, and they've lost a bunch of games. They've lost 3 games in a row as well.
Yeah, 100%.
But minus 160 for a team that's lost 8 games in a row, a franchise record.
Yeah, it's really, really strange. So I mean, maybe I'll sneak one, but don't blame anybody for not getting involved.
Yeah, I'm curious of what people are betting on in this game. I'm trying to look it up. Let's see.
I don't think I remember the splits of that game.
Blues are getting bet. Yeah, people are trying to catch the falling knife, saying, "Oh, look at me, I'm smart. I called it." That's what I try to do. That shit doesn't hit. Maybe we stay away. Hey, at least honestly, a year ago from today, I wouldn't even be saying this. I'd just be saying we have to bet this team until they win. They got to win some point, right? So we're getting smarter. We're getting better, faster, stronger. Okay. I still want to play them though. That's the issue. I still have that urge. Yeah. So to be determined. Stay posted. Okay.
Yeah.
But they've got a lot of money on them right now. That might be what keeps me off. That might be my saving grace. Because the line really hasn't moved much, and they have 70% of bets to handle on them now. So riddle me that one. Okay.
I might still do it. I might still have to do it, but it's not one that's kind of at the top of my list. There's a couple today, like them and the Sabres. I honestly think one of the Knights and the Bruins lose today. It's that. I might just take a shot at both of those just because, but it's not one of the confident sides. Same with the Blues. It's just, I don't know. I like the sides of both those games, but not overly confident.
Okay. All right. You guys are so lucky that Jim came on earlier, so I couldn't bitch about Foster Lawyer for 30 minutes. Now I don't even want to talk about it. You guys are so lucky. I had to bite my tongue. I brought him up. I wasn't even going to bring him up. I obviously prepped for him to come up. Didn't even want to say it, and then I had to. It just exploded out of my body when we were about to bring him up. And luckily, I was able to stop. But I'm literally clenching my fist right now. That guy has cost me thousands of dollars. And he is so good at basketball. And it really sucks that he's my enemy. I'd love for him to be cashing out for me, but I just can't. We're in too deep.
Yeah.
We're in too deep.
Cow control.
Unbelievable. I also apologize for being a jerk on Twitter yesterday and saying that game was over in Wright State. I'm a bot. I was getting cocky. That was stupid. That's not going to happen again. Dumb. But anyways, I can make it up to you guys with winners today. All right. That's my promise to you. Let's go to college football briefly. Okay. Shout out to Mac. last night for
Yeah.
coming through for the team. We swept the MAC
cake.
yesterday.
Saving the cake.
We swept the MAC. Yeah, they held the cake. They were the only ones.
Yeah.
They were the only ones because the
Kept
piss
us
was
out of
flowing
piss.
everywhere else pretty much.
We were taking piss baths until
The piss
MAC
was
came.
floating like Niagara Falls. Straight up.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Incredible. Also, I hope you guys snagged Navy yesterday at plus 16.5. That's pretty much plus 15.5, plus 15 on most books right now, which is huge. Okay. Jovan, anything in this Georgia Southern Louisiana Lafayette game? I kind of like the over. The total's gone up a bunch. Not really sure why. That's the only lean I would have in this one.
That would by far be the play that I would like in this game. Not really running to get involved on a side just because I think it's very, very, very sketchy. I don't like the move down because I would probably lean Georgia State, but I'm not going to go against that line move. But I'm willing to go with the line move in the total. I think that's a very, very interesting move. So I'm with that.
Queens up 7.5. Live line is minus 19.5. If you really want to take it, if you really want to have some action on it, take it for a half unit. And if it loses, you'll be okay. Don't even make it a full unit play. But those Queens boys can play. And I was following the score sheet the whole time. They got out to a hot start and they kind of folded at the end. Hopefully they can pick it up. And that's pretty telling if they're only up 7.5 and they're minus 19.5 live line. They're about to fucking roll.
They're goats.
They're about to fucking roll. Okay. Half you though. Half you. Okay. What else? What else? Somebody else said something in here too. And I was like, what? Okay. The over in Georgia Southern and ULL. That's also my lean as well in that one. Oh,
Yep.
Look, we have a real team playing tonight, though. Kind of. Memphis playing against Tulsa's. I want nothing to do with this game, I don't think. It would be a Tulsa or no play for me, but Memphis is also swimming in piss right now. They've lost 4 in a row. They look like shit. Maybe Justin Fuente's back coaching for them. That's what it looks like because they're playing terrible. Straight up. Any thoughts?
This game is the one I definitely can't get involved in, especially being that I don't know. Like this is the first time I think all year I've seen all of Twitter trying to get ahead of a line move the night before, which was really, really strange. I saw a bunch of tweets last night about people getting the +7 because they thought they were going to get +6.5 come like around now, which I didn't really understand. And I believe we're still seeing 7s most places, but with how Memphis is playing lately, I can't ignore the fact that they're hanging -7 against this Tulsa team that may be a bit overrated with some of the things they've played, a lot of the metrics too. But I can't ignore it, and I don't want to get involved.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, the fact that 89% of the fucking handle is on the ML and 88% of the handle is on the -7 for Memphis, and the line really hasn't moved, scares the shit out of me for Memphis backers. I'll be honest with you.
Well, yeah.
And if anything, the thought process should have been last night, and I like that people are trying to get ahead of line moves. That's awesome. And everyone as a community is definitely getting smarter, which is a W. Every day we got to get smarter. But if all the money's coming in on Memphis, generally the line moves that way. So if you're trying to take Tulsa +7.5 or +7, there really should be no rush. And bonus comment, if the line moves in the other direction, if there's reverse line movement, you should be jumping for joy doing backflips because that's the right side anyways. You take the +6.5, they're going to win outright because that makes no sense, right? Yeah. So that's kind of where my head's at. I know me and Jovan aren't the biggest CLV guys, which might, there's 100 different ways to skin a cat. You guys have heard that fucking expression.
Teach your own.
Me and Jovan, I feel like, and I don't want to speak for you, but I mean, I know your betting style is pretty well at this point. Like we like to follow the line movement, watch it, and kind of bet accordingly. We're in no rush to really get that CLV unless we know a line's going to move on a play we're already 100% going to take, like Navy yesterday, right?
Yeah.
But we're line watchers, okay? We're not fucking 60-year-old gabagools who has fucking future powers and knows where a line's going to move and he snags it right when it drops. We're not there yet, right? We're learning. We're getting there. Memphis is a good team. They do have some good pieces, but they've played like shit all season, especially lately. So
this is the thing that really confuses me. Ooh. I mean, we know how great their pass attack is, and Memphis they're going to have to rely on attacking that. So why are they hanging a touchdown in this spot? So that's what's keeping me completely off. Because I mean, I would like to go Tulsa with them being one of the most heavily bet spots like in all of sports like today and tonight, but I can't. I just can't ignore it.
It's a stay away, unfortunately. It's a stay away. People are asking where we see the handle and line movements. So I use unabated for line movements, but to see handle and stuff, we use Pickett. We're using Viscent betting splits. CBS Sports is decent. Covers has something. So there's a ton of options. Honestly, find as many options as you can. Do some digging to try to find where the data comes from and use all of them. Use as many as you possibly can. Okay. That's the advice I'll give on that. Okay.
Yeah.
But no real leans in this Tulsa Memphis game. I don't have any.
No. I mean, I wouldn't hate the over, being that like that would be kind of my way to go around it, because I think the line is telling you to some degree that Memphis is going to do things to this Tulsa pass attack that a lot of other teams haven't been able to do. And if Tulsa's going to hang this game, that would mean they'd have to score. So I guess the over, if anything, but that's another one where I'm not rushing to get involved.
Agreed. Corey, one of those two isn't scoring, bro. One of those two isn't scoring. It's probably going to be Cordell Patterson. Everyone's acting like this dude is fucking Marshawn Lynch today. Cordell Patterson's very good, but you're telling me he's going to look like his 100% self when he hasn't played in a couple weeks? I don't know. Also, we should probably just cut the shit and dive into this Thursday night game. I got two leans. I want to talk them out. I lean Carolina plus 2.5. I lean the under in this game, but there's some weather concerns from what I'm hearing. You guys know I'm no meteorologist. You know this, right? I leave that to the pros. But that could be the reason why this total is so low. These teams played 2 weeks ago, and this total is pretty low after they scored, 71 points total. How about that for quick math? 71 points total 2 weeks ago. And the total was set at 41.5. Today, the total set at, relatively the same spots, literally the same number on most books. The over makes an incredible amount of sense, right? This game just happened 2 weeks ago. It's got to go over again, right? There's plenty of points to spare too, even if they don't score as much, right? Wrong. But the weather's kind of thrown me off. Jovan, any thoughts on the game in Carolina tonight?
Oh, this one is so disgusting. Not just because of the team, but I mean, like all things considered, like
these primetime games. Who's picking them?
Yeah,
whoever picked them this year has done a terrible job. I'm sorry, they just have.
To be fair, if the game they played, what was it, 2 weeks ago? If that was a Thursday night game, we'd all be thrilled. That was a wild game.
Okay, yeah, that is correct. Yes, and honestly, no shame. Like if these shitty teams give us a great game tonight, I will be ecstatic and I will gas them up tomorrow. That's a promise.
Yeah,
but these teams suck.
It's just hard to see it. It's just really hard to see it. I mean, like looking at this game. I mean, even with the weather, like it's hard. It's so gross that I don't even want to think about taking the over in this game. I really, all the bets are on the Falcons, all the money's on the Falcons. It's still hard for me to look at taking the Panthers. There's just so many things going on in this game. Like the only thing I honestly would lean with all the things that we're seeing with Cordell Patterson. He had the taco. He has a touchdown boost. He has.
Give me the Panthers.
I think he has his own touchdown boost on one of the books too, not just
sure he does.
Give me Tyler Allgeier. Give me his rushing yards.
Okay.
the guy's splitting.
Is that how you pronounce it? I thought it was Algier this whole time.
It might be Algier. I don't even know.
I don't know.
Algier, whatever it is, which they've been splitting carries, I think, a little more than people realize. And I actually like this guy. I've seen him play not just against the Bucs, but I mean, he's really, really good. And if the weather is going to be such a concern, obviously they're going to be rotating guys in. There's going to be plenty of carries to spare. So I want to take his rushing yards in a way of fading Cordell Patterson.
Holy shit. They have a new category up for football. It's not punts anymore. It's punts inside the 20, and it's 50-plus yard punts. Holy smokes. God. Get my guy Tressway up here now. Get him up. We're taking all over. I'm gonna tell Prize Picks to bump it up, and we're still gonna take the over on punts inside the 20, and that shit's smacking. All right. The dude is literally allergic to punting outside of the 20. He's allergic to it.
Jeez.
All right. Unbelievable. That's a cool category, though. I'm not seeing any touchdown squares up on Prize Picks, which is okay.
It's a little weird. It's a little weird. Not gonna lie.
Al Geyer, is that how you say it, Chico? Sounds like a
Yeah.
Viking warrior. Al Geyer?
I don't know how you say it, but
There's no way
whatever.
that's right. Maybe I'm being a bozo. I've been balls deep in the college basketball card. I don't even know my own name at this point. Okay.
Yeah, it might be Algier.
What about the Panthers?
I would have to say the Panthers. Like, if any side in this game, I don't care to get involved.
Yeah.
I just don't. This is a gross game, and it's hard to trust, especially like we said, if the weather is going to be such a concern. I don't trust their rushing game to be able to hold up.
Okay. Is it Algier or Algier? Because now we know it's one of those two. I'm getting texts. I'm getting messages. It's got to be one of those two. Is it one or two? Is it Algier or Algier? We're not doing anything until we find this out. Is it Algier or Algier? Not moving on until we figure it out.
If it's Algier, put it with a J.
It's Algier.
Algier.
It's Algier.
Algier.
It's Algier. Sure we can.
There we go.
Sure we can. We got it. Boom. Okay. Let's go. That's teamwork. That's teamwork right there. Okay.
That's hard.
Give me the Panthers. Inject them in my fucking veins. They're absolutely terrible. Their season's over. They have nothing to play for. They've lost 4 of 5. They just lost to the fucking Falcons 2 weeks ago. And they've been terrible against the spread this season. They're 3-6. The Falcons have been a covering machine. They're 6-3. Give me the Panthers at home. Don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to do it. They're probably going to win, to be honest with you. So, yeah, it's raining. It's going to be, there's like crazy like winds and stuff projected. It's about to be a weird game, apparently. So,
yeah,
that's probably why the total is low.
Yeah, somebody said this too. Like, all things considered with the weather and everything, Deontay Foreman, the last time they played, in that game 2 weeks ago, he ran for like 120. So line's 53.5 today. So, I mean, not that he's coming over and consistently hitting these numbers, but in a matchup against a soft Falcons run defense that they exposed, and the volume's going to be there with the weather, that's weird. That's a little weird.
That is definitely a little bit weird. Okay. Yeah, a lot of Foreman love today on my feed, dude. A lot of love on my feed.
Yeah.
And they got PJ Walker going. I kind of like PJ Walker, though he's all over the place, but he is kind of fun to watch. An XFL guy. XFL guy.
This is one of the...
Are you going to cap the XFL when it drops?
No.
Okay.
You can have that. You can have that one.
Okay. That is fair. Yeah, Chuba's back too. Chuba Hubbard. They'll probably still split though, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, survivor pick this week. Do you have any thoughts on who you want to take?
This is a extremely tough week. Not gonna lie. Very, very tough week. Not even 100% sure, to be honest with you. I did think about going Giants.
Okay.
That line move is starting to scare me.
Okay.
Things that I've seen in the last 2 hours. Seen the Texans go down to 4.5. It's super scary.
I would love to use the Bucks if you guys haven't cashed them in already, but I think you honestly want to just save them until the end of the season when they probably, hopefully, look better. I am on the Bucks at -2.5, and looks like it is at 3 now, which is good.
So am I.
Okay.
I don't think it's a survivor pick yet, though. I wouldn't say we're there yet. Been wrong before, though. So
a lot of close spreads.
There's a lot
in the NFL this week, which is good. I think I like a lot of close spreads. Close spreads. I'll tell you right now, everyone's going to be on the Raiders, and that's nothing I want anything to do with. I think the Colts might hang around and make that weird. Okay, I think they might.
Are they though?
Straight up, you don't think they will?
Everybody gonna be on the Raiders?
I think they will. Yeah, the Colts don't even have a coach, and they have a guy calling plays for the first time ever. Right now, they've got 80% of the handle on them already. So, yeah. You know what? As a matter of fact,
6% of the bets, though. I realistically don't think Like I can't even imagine or can't even put into words how many banned comments I saw last week from the Raiders, which rightfully so. But
Yeah, well,
I just don't know if anybody's running like this, especially like in this situation, running to take the Raiders.
okay. That's fair. Yeah, this is the toughest week yet in Survivor. The easy pick is the Eagles, right? That's the one that if you have the Eagles available,
Take the Eagles. Yeah.
this is probably the week you want to cash in the easy one and not try to get cute and just take the Eagles. And that's coming from a Manders fan. Also, are we going to talk about this Manders stuff? Apparently, there's an announcement going on right now from the DC Attorney General who's dropping, quote unquote, big news about the Commanders.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. People are thinking it might be because they didn't return down payments for season tickets over the past 15 years. They just kept the money.
Yeah.
And that's what they're thinking it might be. So whatever it is, it's going on right now. I will update later. I hope it's very bad. I hope nobody got hurt or anything like that or severely impacted, but I hope it's a terrible look for the Commanders. Hence why, I want our owner to get fired because he's a piece of shit, right?
Yeah.
Not rocket science. So pray it's something terrible, okay? Hate to say it, but it's true. Let's move to college basketball. There's more games we need to talk about today. All right? There's a couple more. Looks like Queens is already up 11 if you guys lock that in. They're moving, they're grooving, okay?
Yeah.
They're moving, they're grooving. My Hokies, I'm not going to lie, after how well they played and how good they looked in their first game against a poverty school, don't get me wrong, they're pretty short today. They're pretty short today, especially because Mutz is back today too, who's debatably their best player. He didn't play last game. He's playing today. So this is weird. Queens is up 16 now. Let's go. What's good with the spread? Why are my Hokies only minus 22.5 against this Lehigh team? Maybe they'll be scrappy. I don't know.
Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. I really don't.
This Lehigh team is not good, by the way. They're not good.
No,
they were not good last year. They're not good this year. I don't know why the heck they're only getting 22.5 points. This total.
That total is really interesting to me that it's starting to come down after.
I know, dude. I already thought it was kind of low.
Virginia Tech without Mutz. Granted, like you said, terrible opponent, awful opponent, one of the worst opponents you can possibly play. But they put a ball under without Justin Mutz. Now he's in the lineup. This Lehigh team, granted, bad matchup for them defensively, but they gave up 90 points to Syracuse. So I see it kind of reminds me of not as drastic, but the SIU Oklahoma State total, kind of the overreaction to the first games.
Yep.
And now we're seeing a super, super low total and coming down. So that is pretty interesting to me. Yeah,
unfortunately, I think my Hokies don't shoot as well or play as well as they did in that first game today. There's no way they can. And Mutz being back helps our offense and hurts our defense. He's terrible at defense. He couldn't guard a fucking traffic cone. So I don't understand why this total opened up this low after all the points that were scored by VT and Lehigh's opponent in their first game. And I don't understand why it's coming down.
Yeah.
I might have to take the under in this game.
It's a little strange.
This might have become one of my favorite plays of the day right now.
Yeah, I'm with it.
This makes no sense. What is Vissen saying about the splits in this one? Do you know? Do you have that pulled up?
6-7% of the bets, 73% of the handle on the over.
On the over?
Over.
And it's moving down.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to be on this under today, and it's probably going to hit. I don't know how, but it's going to. Read lines, grow up, figure it out. Okay. What else we got? App State is only minus 5.5 to NC Central. I don't know much about NC Central. I know App State kind of stinks. I bet NC Central covers this game. I bet they fucking do. I bet they do.
Yeah. Not against it.
B-Tide, I did just have a fucking – I did just get bricked when Jovan said that. Yes, that was good. My ears perked up. All right. All the money's on App State. They're debatably the most heavily bet side today. Give me NC Centrals. Inject them into my fucking veins. They're terrible. Yeah. They did hang around with UVA's.
They did.
They put up 61 points against UVA's defense. In my eyes, that's pretty impressive.
It is. Can't be taken lightly. That's why I'm kind of not iffy on this game, but this is not one where I'm like rushing to get involved either. But gun to the head, give me NCAA Central.
Sure.
Ooh, look at that.
What?
Western Carolina down to 20.
You want to talk about that one a little bit?
Yeah, that one's really weird. And I don't want to say weird because I think it makes sense to take Western Carolina, but to see the line coming down from where it is, like this Maryland team, I just don't see them. And I know they covered 18 points against Niagara game 1. I just don't think they're built like as a team who can cover like one of these larger spreads. Because they're a team who's gonna play ball control pretty much because that's the way they have to play with the guards they have on that roster. And Western Carolina, they're a team that's going to run, but they can also play one of those, uglier games. So I wasn't expecting the line to be this low. I kind of figured that it would be more in like the 25, 26 range. So to see it, 20, I think it opened 22, maybe 21 and a half. And now it's already down to 20. I probably am going to put this in very, very soon.
Okay. All right. I can get behind that 100%. What other weird games are sticking out today? There's actually a decent game on tonight. I don't know if you've had a chance to take a peek at this or not. Also, Queens is already up 20 points. Let's fucking go. Let's keep rolling. Hell yeah. I don't know why I didn't take it myself. That was dumb. Anyways, there's a decent game on tonight. Late night. Vermont versus St. Mary's College. Okay, these are two very good basketball programs. Vermont is not to be fucked with. This Vermont team is very fucking good. Yeah. And I'm thinking about taking the plus 7.5 here. They're extremely well coached. Now, so is St. Mary's. But this Vermont squad is an absolute dynasty in their conference, and they're not fucking around. This might be what do they call it? Like a buy-in game or whatever it is. St. Mary's is definitely paying them to come out and play this probably, but I don't really care. And we've seen enough of those upsets already, right? Give me Vermont plus 7.5 here. St. Mary's had a pretty darn good win the other day. But Vermont, in my eyes, is just as good of a team. And I think the spread here might just be an overreaction to the names of the schools. We all know St. Mary's is a very good basketball school, since we've pretty much been old enough to even have memories of following college basketball. So give me Vermont. They might be a better team. Give me them.
It just
7.5. 7.5.
Yeah. And again, like I think I talked about this for the Oral Roberts game with St. Mary's, which I'm still kind of kicking myself for not taking.
I know.
It was one of those games where, it was very public, of course, but like the strengths of the teams match up well. For Oral Roberts, and this is kind of the same thing. Because like everybody looks at St. Mary's as this team that plays super slow pace, which they do. And they have a good defense, which, traditionally they do, but they still can't defend the three ball. We saw it not just like over the course of these years, but like we saw it start to begin against the Oral Roberts team, who that's what they do. They're pretty built similarly, I would say, to Vermont, at least in their play style. So Vermont loves to shoot threes, and it's going to be a lot more of that tonight. So I'm willing to take a chance here with them.
It is a bad matchup for St. Mary's. I will say the public is on Vermont here. I don't really give a shit. And it's fat bets coming in too. I'm seeing they're getting half the tickets, but 90% of the handle. So people are dropping hammers.
Yeah, VEASAN
are dropping hammers.
VEASAN has 40%, 49% of the bets, 70% of the money.
Jesus. Yeah, big bettors are dropping their money. Gabagool probably is on him. Actually, he's saying that college basketball. That made me upset. That made me upset. That was a lazy cop out for our guy Gabagool. He doesn't want to do the digging.
He doesn't
want to do the digging. Why didn't you just say it? Unbelievable. He's like, you can't fire off 10 plays in a day. Too much, you eat the fucking juice. The juice is the same on every single bet. It's minus 110-ish, right? I don't understand. Went 7-5 yesterday, firing off, or 7-4, firing off fucking 11 plays. We're doing okay. Doing all right. Quality over quantity, but deploy responsibly and fire off bets when you need to. Okay. What else, dude? What other games are worth us talking about? Texas is laying 40 to a fucking terrible Houston Christian team. I really don't even want to talk about it unless you like that game.
Yeah, not really. This is like a Houston Baptist, or I guess they're Christian now. Houston Christian. they're a team that I really want to see these first couple games of how they play out, especially like defensively, because they're a team that I like to target for overs, obviously Southland overs, wagons. But the tragedy that happened with Darius Lee, that's a whole different construction of this team on both sides of the ball. So they're a team that I want to wait to figure out. But it is a pretty large number for them to be hanging at Texas. So they're probably going to give them the beats.
100%. 100%. Another game that I actually am thinking about betting on, I've got to lean on Radford against Notre Dame in their first game of the season. Notre Dame's got some new pieces. I like this Radford squad. They're a well-coached team. They're actually like 20 minutes away from BT. They play us every year. This is a good basketball school. This is a good basketball team. They're decent. And they have a stud. His name escapes me. I'm doing some digging right now, but they have a really good player on that team. And I kind of want to take the points against Notre Dame in their first game. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I don't mind that one. I can't say I'm too tapped into Radford, but
no, give me a sec.
Notre Dame, they're definitely one of those teams that I like to target early in the season, kind of like an Oak State, because they really, I don't know what Mike Bray, like what his philosophy is, but they change up a lot of things pretty drastically for these first couple games of conference play. And for people who watch, they know that. So it takes a lot, not just personnel-wise, but play-style-wise, system-wise. They change a lot of things, and it's very fluid for the first couple games of the year, every single year. And they have some injury issues, which may be why the line is a tick low. But I definitely lean towards Radford.
Okay. You too. Any other games that you want to talk about today?
Let's see. I don't think there's any more that we haven't discussed that are really catching my eye. But, I mean, just to keep talking, that Texas Southern line is starting to scream right at me.
Yeah. Is it moving right now or no?
It's not yet, but I mean the juice is pretty even now. I'm seeing most places. So
Okay. The kid I was thinking of, Brian Antone. This kid was committed to Villanova. At one point, he was a five-star prospect, and a McDonald's All-American. Didn't really pan out at Villanova's. Now he's at Radford. Let's see how he can play.
Yeah, so I lied.
Let's see how he can play.
It is starting to move. Weirdly, FanDuel has 18.5 right now. Ahead of all the other books.
No. We've talked about this before. FanDuel is either the last one to move or for some reason they're the first one to move. But that's more rare, right?
Do
they know something?
More rare.
But it does happen. It happened the other night in hockey, remember?
Yep.
Fuck. Okay. Our guy B-Dog Pick says, I know Brian Antone. He's not good anymore. Head not there? Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, it's a little bit of a restart for him here. And the expectations are lowered, so maybe he goes out and balls. The talent was there. We'll see. That's concerning, though. B-Dog, hit me up on Twitter if you got more info on that, please. He's saying he would take his under. Wow.
Ooh.
That does not make me happy. DM me. Let's talk about this, okay? Come on, Queens. Finish the job. Come on. Brian Antone. Come on. I don't know. I might have to take it, but we'll see. Nothing like some Big South basketball. Take the edge off,
Like it.
Just wait till we get some top 25. Oh, Commanders news, Krabs, check Twitter. Do I even want to look? Is this going to make me sad? Is this going to ruin my day?
I mean, they're probably just getting sued for something. I would think, right?
Yeah, probably.
Nothing they haven't dealt with
Antone
before.
is my cousin. He's balling. I'm calling Cap, sniffling. I'm calling Cap. Show me the birth certificates. Okay? No happy.
Dan Snyder.
Let's go. What was it for? I'm looking up what our beat writers are saying right now. Let me know in chat. Lawsuit bang. Let's go. Yes. Antone is my uncle. He's a baller. Sure. Bagel Boss, I believe you. All right. Announced that he has filed a civil complaint against Dan Schneider, the Commanders, NFL, and even Commissioner Goodell. Wow. Lawsuit is based on colluding to deceive D.C. residents about an investigation into toxic workplace culture. So this is actually better than what I expected, because I thought this was going to be just that whole holding the fucking deposits down for the season tickets thing. This is better. This is good. This means that they're going to continue to do and have done some serious digging on some of these employees who have been harassed in the past. And this means that Dan might actually get fucked. This is good.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Dan Schneider, you piece of shit. Fuck you. Okay? This is good. This is good. At this point, like, how does he not just look in the mirror and throw in the towel, dude? What?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
guilty -1,000. Yeah,
Right.
but him actually being incarcerated, I'd say it's at a pick 'em,
Yeah.
because money
Yeah.
talks, which is super fucked. Just
Unfortunately.
fucking pray, guys. Jesus, just pray. Raid bang, let's go. Owner's box, come on, yes.
Fire.
Come on down. Come on down. Sure. Fuck Schneider. All the homies hate Schneider. Yeah, they do. Yeah,
You're
they
damn
do.
right. You're damn
What's
right.
up, squad? How we doing? Yes, good. Sure.
Sure.
All right. We got to get back on track. We got about 25 minutes here, but that is a W, guys. W. I feel like all deep down in all your guys' souls, you are kind of Commanders fans a little bit with me too, unless you're an Eagles or Cowboys fan or Giants fan.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys are in this journey with me a little bit too, or at least feel bad for me. Okay.
Sympathy. It's all about sympathy.
At least feel a little bit bad. All right. But yeah, I'll probably be on Radford. I need to do a little bit more research, and I want to see who's projected to start for Notre Dame. I'm also a Notre Dame fan. You know that, Jovan.
Yeah.
I love their basketball team. What's the play on the Tech game?
Texas Southern.
Texas
Close.
Southerns. Sure. I'm assuming he's talking about Texas Tech.
I would assume so.
All the Texas people
Virginia
down
Tech,
there.
Fading both of them. If he's
Okay.
talking about Virginia.
That is a good point. Yeah. Fade all the Techs today.
Yeah. Just fade
Fade all the Techs. You want to take Bethune Cookman?
Line? No.
E.
No.
Ooh.
Don't do that. Please don't do that.
Oh. Someone in my Twitter replies told me to look into Citadel today. How do I feel about him? DeBear, if it's you, it's okay. You can say it. You don't have to hide. I got you. All right. I did look into it. Both teams have so many new pieces and transfers that left. I want nothing to do with it. I'm probably just going to tail our guy Jim Roots under in that game, to be honest with you. So, no thank you. All right. Mush, no Colgate. No Colgates. No. No. Queens bang. Let's go.
For them.
App State spread. No. God. Have you guys not been listening? Fuck. Pig acid, Krabs. I blindly bet VT just for you. Dude, no. We just said we're fading them today, or they're not going to cover. Shit.
Yeah,
What is going on?
Crazy.
The hell is going on over here?
It's crazy.
Unbelievable. Well, were there any props that caught your mind in college basketball today? / have you been looking at props? I've kind of been doing my due diligence a little bit and following the bumps and stuff and seeing who they're putting up. And I've had pretty good success, 4-1 so far on the props. Have you gotten any angles or edges at this point yet? Or are you still kind of waiting?
No, I'm still kind of waiting because I'm looking at him. Oh, and yes, rip Kevin Kiermaier. Shot. But I've been trying to look. It's just hard to kind of read the numbers when this early. Like, obviously, a lot of them are going to be short because they're not expecting a lot of like the top teams guys to be playing all game, and there's too much going on. So I need a couple games. But I did look back at some of the bumps like you were talking about, and they are pretty telling. So I'll be keeping my eye on those with you.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. How about NFL props? We talked about them briefly a little bit. I wish they had more stuff up. I wish they had some touchdowns. I don't know. Maybe it's early, but I also thought that they'd be up by now, to be honest with you. So,
no touchdowns, and I know this is an ugly game, maybe, so they don't want to put anything up because they think.
Yeah. Also, are we going to address it? Is Kevin Kiermaier still alive? I didn't even want to say anything. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's alive.
All right. He's just not on the Rays anymore?
Yeah, they released him.
All right. Jesus.
Still alive.
Forgot about that. Unbelievable. Yeah. Why is everyone saying? Everyone's already saying Patterson's going to have 300 yards in chat. Everyone needs to relax.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll be sad.
Everyone needs to relax. Okay. Over under for Patterson pitches on streak Krabs. What?
Stream, probably.
Stream. Oh. Take the over. There's going to be a lot of pitches on stream today with that.
Over is free.
And yeah, he's boosted everywhere for touchdowns. He's boosted everywhere for yards. I know. That should make you guys feel good about taking the Panthers tonight. All right. I know nobody wants to bet the Panthers tonight. I know, but that's how you know you're on the right side.
There's a couple of guys that I think, like, usually we see, I guess, more guys offered for these primetime games, but I think like receiving wise, this is more. I see more of the lower ones than I think I've ever seen in a primetime game. Like we have Ian Thomas for 4.5, Shi Smith 5.5, Demir Berg 12.5, Tommy Tremble 13.5. Which in a game where there's weather concerns, maybe that's a little weird. So that's certainly weird. That combined with there's no touchdowns offered, especially for either of the running backs. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't know.
Yeah. Any hockey props up yet today or nah?
Don't believe there's any up. They just put the saves category up. So you can go through that quickly.
Okay. They're asking who was the special guest. You missed it. It was Jim Root, one of the smartest college basketball minds in the world. Go give him a follow on Twitter at Second Chance Points. That's what his Twitter was, right?
Yeah. Here's one. One that we're fading, which is kind of perfect. Carter Hart, who's back. I think we took this last time, and then that was the game that he got ruled out right before game time. He's got the greened out saves over again, which is very, very interesting against the Jackets, who are weirdly favored. So I'll be looking into that. These have been pretty consistent. I would say it's the one thing that, some of the goals allowed are either really, really good or really, really bad, but the ones that have aligned with the goalie saves have been pretty solid. So that one stands out to me for sure. That one and Vladar for the Flames, he's almost all red. And I guess in the regular season, he hasn't hit this over once. And this is a Bruins team. I've heard so many times that Vladar is an empty net. I've heard that exact phrase so many times. And to see him with the 29.5 saves that he hasn't hit in the regular season once is certainly interesting against the Bruins, who are the greatest team of all time. So I'll leave that there.
Okay. I like it. We got to find something to pair it with, though. Okay.
Yeah.
People in chat are asking what his Twitter at was. I'm just going to put it in the fucking chat. Can you guys all go follow him so that he gets happy and wants to come back on again? I can spoon feed us all winners left and right.
That's a good follow. Wouldn't we want him to go over saves, though, if we are on CBJ? Well, Carter Hart is the Flyers. So the one thing, too, with these saves props is they don't necessarily have to align with the way the game goes because it's more of a game flow thing. Yeah, there it is.
Follow him. Please follow him.
Yep. It's more of a game flow thing because we were on Vasi over saves. I think that came up late, so that wasn't like a BTL discussed play, but Vasi over saves and the squad ride was the Hurricanes, and he had 53 saves.
Yeah,
and the Hurricanes still pulled that one out in the end of the shootout. So
it was a career high in saves.
Yeah, even before it went to OT and everything. So these don't necessarily have to align. It's more just looking at them individually, I would say.
Okay. Mushington is asking, what did he miss on Colgate? Brown defending the 3. Never heard of it. Yeah. Brown returns their entire team. They actually have a pretty decent player in Keno Lilly, but I don't know if that'll be enough to beat Colgate. What I will say is that number is short for a dominant Colgate team who has most of their guys back and is coming off a conference championship. Brown stinks. Brown hasn't gone to March Madness, I don't think, ever. They haven't even gone to the Ivy League tournament yet since they've joined. So they're atrocious. Not sure why they're only getting 6.5 here against a good Colgate team. You've been warned. All right, that's my bet on that. Okay. Yeah. Wizards are +5 now. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. All right. He's on the team total. Okay, yeah, I have no qualms. Although the total is going down 2.5 points. That would probably be my only qualm.
Yes.
Okay.
And somebody said too, I think it was the same guy who's saying if we want the Blue Jackets to dominate still when they put up a lot of shots and go over saves and everything, they don't put up a lot of shots from what I've seen, what I've discussed with the hockey goats. I think they said like 5th or 6th lowest SOG total in the league, so they can just keep it at a lower total and just make their shots, gets them in, puck in net.
My roommate just fucking screamed to me. He said Porzingis is questionable, so that's got to be what it is. Looks like chat is also in tuned. That's beat. SIU plus 8.5. Sure. Let's go over our favorite plays for today or anything we have locked in already, and then it's about that time.
Yep.
About that time. I've got revenge on my mind, ladies and gents, and I'm sure you do as well too. 13-2 on squad rides. Not good enough. Not good enough. Let's be better. Okay? Let's be better today. All right? I trust you guys. Let's get it done. Right now, I have Southern Illinois locked in. Okay? Plus 8.5. That's all I have locked in right now. What I will say is I'm going to play UMass for sure. I'm going to tail Jim Root's plays. Obviously, the dude is one of the smartest guys in the industry, and he came on here and gave us 2 winners. I'm going to fucking take them. Grow up.
Yep.
I'll be on those plays. I'll be on the VT under. Texas Southern is looking at me funny. Potentially Vermont. I don't know yet. And then Brown is also looking at me funny as well. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So as far as college basketball plays, Texas Southern and SIU are definitely my favorite plays, as well as that under in the SIU game too.
Mm-hmm.
Those would probably be my favorite 3.
Okay.
And then other than that, I mean, Preds money line, Heat minus 10.5. That's my group so far.
Okay. Awesome. Well, what do we want to put in the squad ride? I think SIU probably goes in there.
SIU goes in there. You probably got to put the Presbyterian under. Jim's play. Put that in there.
Okay. Citadel Presbyterian under. So gross.
Yep. Disgusting, but it pays.
We'll put that one in there. Citadel under 133.5. Disgusting.
Filthy.
So disgusting just might work. Okay. Let's see. You want to put in what else? You want to put in another college basketball play?
Yeah, we can. I guess we got a couple different ones that we can throw in there.
We want to put in UMass, or we want to put in the under in VT?
UMass seems to be a chat favorite, so we can put that in there.
Let's put UMass in.
Yep.
Okay. Chat, what else you guys want us to put in? All right. Let us know. You also liked Western Carolina, right? By the way,
like Western Carolina.
Just making sure I'm in order.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Maryland's got a bunch of new pieces, dude. Who knows? New coach, new everything.
Yeah.
All right. I don't hate that play one bit. Reminds me a lot of taking Ryder against Providence when they're trying to figure their new shit out too. Right. Yeah. UMass is 80% public and they suck. Yeah, but how many people are betting on this game and the line has moved significantly? And the line still doesn't make sense. I still want to take it. I'm not letting the public get me off of this one. Okay. How about that over in the Georgia Southern ULL game?
I'm down for that. Yeah, we can put that on.
Okay. What else are people saying? What are you guys seeing a lot of here?
Squad red prop Patterson under fantasy score. Low key.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Everyone's saying all different things. UMass just moved to minus 3.5. Is that true?
Ooh.
Please tell me that's not true.
Interesting.
Please tell me that's not true. Oh, it's moving.
It's grooving.
Fuck.
No, it's minus 8.
Okay. I might have to get this one in real quick, ladies and gents. Yeah. Straight up. I do think that Lehigh covers, but I like that under better, to be honest with you. We want to put that in there?
Yeah, we can. We can put that in.
All right. Under 141.5. So right now we got UMass, SIU, Citadel under, Lehigh VT under. We want to put in the Panthers -2 or +2.5 today. I don't know why I forgot about that.
I mean, that one's up to you. I like them. I'm just not
Oh,
terribly confident in that game.
okay. What is your
You like-
favorite lean in that one?
I mean, probably Algier rushing yards, but again, it's not a game that I'm like screaming to get involved in. I like all the other plays probably better than anything I can come up with in that one.
Okay. I'm trying to scramble to get the 2.5 in for UMass still, ladies and gents. So give me a second here. All right. Need to figure this shit out. All right, guys, we need one more play. Everyone put your favorite play in that we haven't named yet, and we're going to put it in the squad ride. Okay. Right now we have UMass -2.5, SIU +8.5. We have Citadel under from our guy Jim. And we've got the Lehigh VT under. Let me know your favorite remaining play, and we're going to put it in whenever we see the most stuff. Okay? Let's see.
Lakers ML early appearance. They always even make an appearance and they're not even playing. Wild.
That is wild.
CBJ appearance.
It is UMass -3 now. Fucking hell.
Jeez.
I mean, I'm taking them.
Trent under 0.5 parlays hit. Sure.
If you can grab UMass plus or -3, I'd probably lock that in now, to be honest with you.
Seen a lot of this Marquette over. I don't think we talked about that game.
You've seen a lot of Marquette overs?
Yeah, Chet loves the Marquette over.
Interesting. Let's take a peek at it.
Let's take a look.
It's moved up a lot. I mean, Central Michigan can play.
Yeah.
Can
certainly play.
If you guys want to put that in, I'm down. Let's ride it. Let's do it. Central Michigan over 153.5. Let's see. Almost lost to Tarleton. No way they cover that spread. I don't know. I would be sure about that. Wouldn't be so sure about that.
Figured you'd want to note that one.
Yeah. We also need to get a poll up. Damn, UMass -2. Rudy just got. Holy smokes. Okay. All right. Well, our guy Nick, if you're listening to this, because our guy Josh is out today, if you can fire up this poll, that'd be great.
Yeah, we can throw the Marquette over in there. Blind.
Let's put the Marquette over in. Right.
Yeah, blind,
I like that. I like the
blind.
movements. I like the teams. I'm cool with it.
Nice splits too.
Good work, chat. What the hell? You guys are doing our work for us.
Yeah.
All right. So we got 5 plays, 5 winners, and then you guys get to choose what we're doing as a squad ride today. All right. 5 plays, 5 winners. 5 plays, 5 winners. Oh, shit. Capwise Nick. I was talking about our other guy, Nick. But yes, Capwise Nick, if you can do it, I'm going to text you the plays right now. Yes, good.
Fire.
Yes, good.
That's good.
The plays are UMass -3, SIU +8.5, Citadel under 133.5, Lehigh VT under 145.5, and Marquette over 153.5. I honestly think that's going to go 4-1. Let's get it going. All right. While you guys vote, please, everybody votes for whatever play you want. Okay. Oh shit! I just turned on my iPad. While you guys vote, all right. If you're thinking about going to a game tonight, I honestly might do this as well. Use our promo code BOOKIT over there at SeatGeek. Okay. I might be going to the Wizards game tonight. Who doesn't like a good $20 for free? All right. Your first purchase. It's a pretty clean app, to be honest with you. That's where I buy all my freaking tickets. SeatGeek, promo BOOKIT. Buy your tickets there. $20 off your first purchase. Okay. No reason not to use it. All right. No reason not to use it.
No reason.
Yeah. Now that Porzingis is questionable and Beal is out, maybe I'll sit this one out tonight. Maybe
Just
I'll sit
maybe.
this one out tonight.
Just maybe.
All right. Just maybe. What was the fourth one? I texted you, my man. But it was Lehigh VT under 141.5. Okay. That's what we got. UMass, SIU, Citadel, Marquette, Lehigh VT under 141.5. All right. I'm probably going to vote for SIU. Personally, that's my favorite play. I don't know what you're going to take, but I like all these plays. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if all these make their way into my fucking card today.
Yeah, like I honestly think I'm going to take all these for a unit.
Let's go.
This is probably one of the tougher polls I think we've had.
Oh, we're up. Thank you, Catwise Nick. You're the GOAT. Love you, bro. You're a beast. Thank you. All right, and we're off. And UMass takes an early lead. Let's see how that plays out. UMass. Oh, SIU showing heart.
Wow, they're cooking. SIU's
the people really want to bet on a shitty college basketball team today.
Yeah.
And I am not mad.
SIU's getting more votes than points tonight. Pretty early.
Hey.
I genuinely think that game stays in the 50s.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're taking an under, so that's a W.
Yeah.
Which one do I not like? I like all of these, honestly.
Yeah.
The play I'm surprised there's not more votes for is probably the Citadel Presbyterian under, because that's Jim's POD. So
I'm shocked.
Yeah. You have an SIU source? Yeah, text him, bro. But I already have it locked in, so whatever you tell me, it better be good. All right. Straight up, dude. All right. I said it goes 4-1. Yeah, well, there's always going to be some bullshit. You know that. You always got to chalk in at least an L or two. All right.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I'm still going to be playing the Citadel under, even if it doesn't win this poll. So,
yeah.
SIU taking the leads. Get your votes in. If you haven't voted yet, what are you doing? Figure it out. Why are we doing every ball sack state there was? Well, that's honestly a pretty fair question. Chop, don't stop. Be honest with you. That's pretty fair. I prefer the ball sack states. Yeah. I really do. I'm just a weirdo. I don't know what to tell you. I prefer them.
Yeah, I mean, ball sack states pay. You can't just take, Georgetown minus 18.5 every time they play.
Ball sacks. This might be the quote of the show today. Ball sack states do pay.
States pay. UMKC. Shout out the goats.
They pay well.
No chance they cover after losing to a D2 school.
I mean, there was a time where I thought they'd win that goddamn game.
Yeah,
straight up. And also, shout out Bellarmine for not being fake sharp. Anyone who was on that, way to stick with it. Good work. That was the easiest bet of all time.
Yeah.
And Louisville.
There's going to be so many chances to fade Louisville. I love it.
What a joke Louisville is. What a joke. Unbelievable, dude. Holy smokes. All right. Looks like SIU is running away with it, chat. Looks like they're running away with it. All right.
Yeah.
There was a time I thought Wright State would win the game. Catwise Nick, that's on me, brother. That's on me. All right, I'm sorry. How can I not play Citadel on a military birthday? Great point, Kev.
Fantastic point.
Great point. Live bet Bellarmine minus 1.5, and now I want to die. Yeah, that sucks. Kenny Payne should have stayed at UK. Kenny Payne is a dog, and I don't know why he's at Queens. Correct.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're watching that game, and he's probably balling. Kenny Payne can suck it, Josh is saying. All right. What did he do to you?
Like SIU under in that game more. That's a great question. I will be playing both. Probably like SIU a little more.
Sure.
Probably a little more.
The squad ride shall be ridden. Ladies and gents, yesterday I take full responsibility for the squad ride losing. It was not your fault. It was my fault. I forced it. It was way too forced. That's on me. Okay. Today, we laid out the options. You guys chose your easy answer is SIU's plus 8.5. You're trusting the crab. I appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed. Okay. Let's keep grinding. Let's keep getting better, bigger, faster, stronger every single day. Let's keep hitting bets. It's Thursday, which means it's the weekend in my eyes. All right. We got some shitty basketball games on today, and we're betting them left and right, along with NFL. Shit. Maybe even some hockey. Who knows? All right. Let's go out there and have a goddamn day. Let's keep winning bets. Why not us?
Why not?
Why not us, Jovan? Why not? Why not? This is BTL episode of Bazillion. We're keeping them rolling, and we're getting better every single day. Chat, you guys are the GOATs. We'll be seeing. Give my guy Jim a follow on Twitter. Give my guy Jim Root a follow on Twitter so he comes back and spoon feeds winners. All right? We'll be seeing. Peace.